Did you know that half of America is practically empty, like seriously empty? In the spirit of exploring the lesser known, the underappreciated, and maybe even the slightly spooky, I wanted to take a deep dive into the 9 least populated states in America. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, because things are about to get spacious up in here. First up, we're heading to Big Sky Country, Montana. Think majestic mountains, sprawling plains, cowboys, maybe even a few grizzlies roaming around. Montana is breathtakingly beautiful, in a way that makes you want to throw on a flannel shirt and disappear into the wilderness for a year or two. But that beauty comes at a price, namely some seriously intense weather. We're talking long, harsh winters, scorching summers, and enough isolation to make even the most introverted introvert crave a little human interaction. If you're not into wide-open spaces, limited job opportunities, and the prospect of driving for hours just to buy groceries, Montana might not be the place for you. But for those who crave solitude, adventure, and a connection to nature, Montana offers a certain kind of magic. Next, we're hopping over to the East Coast to visit the tiny state of Delaware. Delaware might not scream emptiness at first glance. After all, it's the second smallest state in the U.S. But don't let that fool you. Delaware is famous for being a haven for corporations. Seriously, there are more businesses registered here than there are people. And while that might be great for the state's economy, it doesn't exactly create a bustling, vibrant atmosphere. Plus, Delaware has this sort of geographical disadvantage of being sandwiched between two much larger, more influential neighbors, Pennsylvania and Maryland. So you end up with this weird dynamic where Delaware feels both crowded, thanks to all those corporations, and oddly empty. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading north to North Dakota, a land of extremes. Seriously, winters here are brutal, with temperatures plummeting to levels that would make a penguin shiver. But beyond the bone-chilling cold, North Dakota is also a land of vast open spaces, rolling plains that seem to stretch on forever, and a sense of isolation that can be both exhilarating and slightly terrifying. So why would anyone choose to live in such a harsh and unforgiving environment? For many, the answer lies beneath the surface, literally. North Dakota sits atop the Bakken Shale Formation, one of the largest oil reserves in the world. The discovery of this black gold sparked an oil boom that transformed the state's economy, drawing in workers from all over the country and beyond. But even with the influx of oil money and newcomers, North Dakota remains sparsely populated, a testament to its challenging climate and remote location. From the rugged plains of North Dakota, we're traveling eastward to the rolling hills and charming villages of Vermont, a state that seems to have mastered the art of peaceful living. Vermont is small, even by East Coast standards, and its population is even smaller. But what Vermont lacks in size, it more than makes up for in charm. Imagine picturesque towns with white steepled churches, covered bridges that look like they belong on a postcard, and vibrant fall foliage that paints the hillsides in breathtaking hues of red, orange, and gold. Life in Vermont moves at a slower pace. It's a place where people still wave to each other on the street, where local farmers markets are the social event of the week, and where the sound of birdsong is more common than the blare of car horns. But for those seeking a simpler, more grounded way of life, Vermont offers a welcome respite from the hustle and bustle of modern living. Get ready to bundle up, because we're heading north again, this time to Maine, the Pine Tree State, a place where rugged coastlines meet dense forests, and where winter seems to last for half the year. Maine is known for its natural beauty, from its rocky shores and charming fishing villages to its vast interior wilderness, where moose outnumber people and the stars at night are so bright they seem close enough to touch. But Maine's beauty comes at a price, namely those long, harsh winters we talked about. We're talking snowdrifts that reach the rooftops, temperatures that can drop below zero, and a certain kind of resilience that's required to survive and even thrive in such a challenging environment. Maine is an outdoor enthusiast paradise, with endless opportunities for hiking, camping, fishing, kayaking, and just about any other activity that involves fresh air and stunning scenery. And then there's the lobster, of course. Maine lobster is legendary, and for good reason, but beyond the lobster and the great outdoors, Maine also offers a certain kind of peace and quiet that's hard to find in our increasingly hectic world. Saddle up, partners, because we're heading west to Wyoming, a land of rugged mountains, vast plains, and a whole lot of wide-open spaces. Wyoming is the least populated state in the U.S., and it's not hard to see why. With a landscape dominated by the Rocky Mountains, sprawling deserts, and grasslands that seem to stretch on forever, Wyoming is not for the faint of heart. It's a place where self-sufficiency is key, where you need to be prepared for anything Mother Nature throws your way, and where having a good pair of boots is non-negotiable. But for those who crave solitude, adventure, and a connection to the wild beauty of the American West, Wyoming is a dream come true. Wyoming's economy is heavily reliant on industries like agriculture, mining, and tourism, which means job opportunities can be limited, especially for those seeking careers outside these traditional fields. But for those who are up for the challenge, Wyoming offers a chance to experience a way of life that's becoming increasingly rare, a life of independence, self-reliance, and a deep connection to the land. We're taking a break from the vast empty landscapes for a moment to visit the smallest state in the Union, Rhode Island. Now, Rhode Island might not seem like it belongs on a list of the least populated states, but hear me out. While it might be tiny geographically, Rhode Island packs a surprising number of people into its borders. In fact, Rhode Island is the second most densely populated state in the U.S., right behind New Jersey. While it might not have the sprawling emptiness of a Montana or a Wyoming, Rhode Island offers a different kind of population density, one where cities and towns seem to blend seamlessly into one another, and where you're never too far from a neighbor. Its coastline is dotted with picturesque harbors, charming seaside towns, and historic cities like Newport, known for its Gilded Age mansions and sailing heritage. So, while Rhode Island might not offer the same kind of wide-open spaces as some of the other states on our list, it provides a unique blend of urban energy and small-town charm, all within a compact and easily navigable package. Get ready for another dose of wide-open spaces and breathtaking scenery as we head back to the Great Plains to explore South Dakota, a state where the landscape is as vast as the sky itself. South Dakota is a place of extremes, from the towering Black Hills, home to Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse Memorial, to the vast prairies that stretch as far as the eye can see. It's a land where buffalo still roam, where the wind whispers tales of the past, and where the night sky is a canvas of twinkling stars. But South Dakota's beauty is often accompanied by harsh weather conditions, particularly during the winter months. We're talking blizzards that can bring life to a standstill, temperatures that can drop to bone-chilling lows, and a certain sense of isolation that comes with living in a place where your nearest neighbor might be miles away. South Dakota is a place where agriculture is still a way of life, where people are fiercely independent, and where there's a strong sense of community that binds people together. And finally, we come to the largest and most sparsely populated state in the U.S., Alaska, a land of towering mountains, glaciers, and a wilderness so vast it's hard to comprehend. Alaska is a place of extremes where you can experience all 4 seasons in a single day, where the sun might not set for months during the summer, and where the northern lights dance across the winter sky in a breathtaking display of color and light. But Alaska's beauty comes at a price, namely, its isolation and its extreme weather conditions. We're talking winters that can last for months, with temperatures plummeting to levels that would make a polar bear shiver, and summers that are short but intense, with long daylight hours that can disrupt sleep patterns. Alaska is a place where you can still find true wilderness, where you can escape the crowds and the noise of civilization, and where you can experience a sense of freedom and adventure that's hard to find anywhere else on Earth. It's a place for those who are drawn to the wild, who are willing to embrace the challenges that come with living on the edge of civilization, and who find beauty in the raw, untamed power of nature. And there you have it, 9 states that prove America is full of surprises, even in its emptiest corners. From the snowy peaks of Alaska to the quaint villages of Vermont, these states offer more than just a lack of people. They offer a different pace of life, a chance to reconnect with nature, and a unique perspective on what it means to call a place home. So, the next time you're feeling lost in the crowd, consider venturing off the beaten path to one of these less populated states. You might just find that the emptiness is exactly what you've been searching for. Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations of the unexpected and the unknown.